everybody, welcome back. As I mentioned in my video about Akron, Ohio, I am currently in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Now, before we started on the little interesting facts and notable people and all that good stuff about Milwaukee, let's talk about the gear. So the gear that I'm using, as you've seen in the title, is I'm using the RazoRock Eco with the Crown Sibling blade. Not sure what number of use blade this is on here. Taking a little break from my bore brushes. I used a bore last night, but I'm using my Craving Shaving Chop Chop travel brush, 26mm Duro knot, whipped up a nice, wonderful wet lather in my simply fantastic Yulay silicone bowl. Really love this thing. And the soap I'm using is part of Yulay's holiday scent bundle. There are 5 soaps. I have used Rated Xmas, which is a scent that I helped create. And this is going to be my first use of Dirty Santa. So I did receive this bundle for free because I did help create a scent, and part of the contest was that if your scent notes get chosen, you get the bundle for free. So I did receive this bundle from Monica for free. Now, the scent notes on Dirty Santa is peppermint white Russian, flannel, leather, and coal smoke. Now, I will admit, out of the 5 scents, this one, when I first smelled it, was my least favorite. However, it is growing on me. Rated Xmas, I still think is my favorite. I only smelled them the one day that I was home. I used that one on Friday night after I got home from Ohio. I used a different soap on Saturday and then flew out Sunday. So I'll be using this particular scent for the first time. Now, one thing I noticed when I was scooping out the soap is there's little white flakes in there, and the soap's kind of multicolored, which is kind of cool. So I'm guessing that's kind of the white Russian, peppermint white Russian portion, and then everything else like the flannel and leather and coal smoke and whatnot. So yeah, as I mentioned, the scent is growing on me. I still think Rated Xmas is my favorite. Of course, I am slightly biased. That's the one I helped create. So let's go ahead and get this going. I love the feel of Yulay when it's applied. You can just tell it has a ton of skin food in it. It's a wonderful, marvelous soap. Just Monica's bases are phenomenal, whether they be the tallow or vegan. I've used both. There we go. Love this knot. I know Charles is currently looking for a suitable replacement for the Duro. This was his favorite synthetic knot as well. Really stinks that it's been discontinued. But anyway, I've mentioned that a few times because I love that knot. So getting on to Milwaukee. It is the largest city in Wisconsin, located right off of one of the Great Lakes. It is the 31st largest city in the US. And it also has, let's see where to put that. I want to make sure I get the number right. It is the 8th most dangerous city in the US. So, yay! Akron was pretty bad, and now Milwaukee. I'm actually not in Milwaukee itself. I'm in a suburb called Racine. It was settled in 1818 by French-Canadian explorer Solomon Genoux, however you say the name. I don't speak French. And in 1846 it was incorporated when it joined 3 other settlements or townships. The name Milwaukee comes from Algonquin, meaning good, beautiful or pleasant land. There is a large number of there's a huge number of German immigrants that came to this area. And this is another scene. I can definitely get the coal smoke off this once it's been lathered and kind of being wiped off. And since this area was settled by a large number of Germans, they kind of kept a lot of the German traditions alive. There is a large number of brewing companies here in Milwaukee. It's been, some of its nicknames are like Brew Town and Beer Town, and let's see. And Milwaukee strongly embraces their German heritage. There is a German immersion school that is from kindergarten through 5. There is a ton of German beer halls and German restaurants in the area. It also has the 5th largest Polish population in the country. No bad jokes. Let's see. It has, so it is home to many large breweries as well. I can't see well enough. Lighting in here is bad, really bad. So I have the shower curtain open behind because there's a light in the shower. And the lighting in here is awful, as you can probably tell. Did I cut myself somehow? Or no, can't tell. Some of the breweries that are located here in Milwaukee is Schlitz, Blast, Pabst, excuse me, and Miller. It is also the home of quite a few international headquarters for some large corporations. Johnson, let's see, what is it? Johnson Control, Northwestern Mutual, Harley Davidson, Briggs and Stratton, which if you spend any time at like Home Depot or Lowe's, you see that a lot of their lawnmowers and stuff have Briggs and Stratton motors. They're actually really good motors for yard equipment, like mowers and whatnot. At least they were back when I was in college. Let's see what else. Master Lock and GE, General Electric. Their healthcare has a very large diagnostic imaging and clinical systems are located here. And I'm getting through all my list, and I'm only through my first pass. So we'll finish the second pass here. Then we'll get to the noble people. Now the noble people, there are a lot. So much so that it's a separate entry online for noble people from either born in Milwaukee, born elsewhere and spent time in Milwaukee, or grew up in Milwaukee, born and raised in Milwaukee, born somewhere else and grew up here, or born here and grew up somewhere else. It is a huge list. If you're really interested, take a look online. But Milwaukee's a decent area. Let's see, now as far as the gear, of course the soap is performing very well. Got it nice and slick, which is how I wanted it tonight. A little on the wet side, but still providing nice cushion and glide. The scent kind of reminded me of coffee. And I could be way off, but it's kind of reminding me of, yeah, kind of a coffee flavor. I don't know what kind of coffee, because I don't drink coffee, but it is reminding me of, it's like a slight coffee hint to it. You know, like when you go into Starbucks and get one of their hot chocolates, or one of their, when they had them, the fruit shakes. That's what it reminds me of. I knew I'd smelled something like this before. And as a non-coffee drinker, it took me a little bit to remember what it was. It's a very interesting combination though. And I can get the sweetness from the White Russian, the peppermint White Russian. But yeah, it's just a different scent, not bad. It's definitely growing on me. Now let's see. As far as notable people, for those of you who were around, oh, when was this? I think early 90s. Brian Cato Kalin is from here. The wonderful OJ incident. Not wonderful. That's probably a bad choice of words. I don't want to hear any hate in the comments below. Let's see. Liberace is from here as well as the famous guitarist Les Paul. Let's see. William Rehnquist, former United States Supreme Court Justice, is from here. Harry Houdini grew up here. If I remember correctly, he was Hungarian born. Could be wrong. Golda Meir. Oprah Winfrey. There we go, it's not bad. Let's see. Everyone's favorite football player, Colin Kaepernick, was born here but grew up elsewhere. And serial killer Jeffrey Dahmer. He actually grew up in Ohio, but he came back here, and this is where he committed most of his crimes. Leading credence to Milwaukee being a pretty dangerous place. Wouldn't want to hang out here at night. I think this blade might be time to go on the blade here. First time I've used this for a full shave. This strip. I've been using my Chevette mostly. So I'm sure I'll do a little bit of cleanup. little bit of cleanup should be fine. Get some fresh water on here. Don't want to get all the nastiness from the sink. Now, Milwaukee does have its own airport, so if you need to fly into here, you can fly directly into Milwaukee. So that makes it convenient to get in and out. It's also about an hour-ish from Chicago, but I'm not sure how far it is from like the Chicago O'Hare or Midway airports. I don't think it's too bad. So if you're going to Chicago, depending on where you're going, you can fly into here and ride it down. I've done that before. Or not Chicago, Illinois. I was working in out suburb of Illinois, and I didn't want to deal with O'Hare or any of that nonsense. So I flew into Milwaukee and drove. Figure with Chicago traffic and everything else, it would be about 6s. And I was right. Talked to my coworker who went to Chicago and asked her how long it took her. Just to get to the hotel, we were at the same hotel, she told me. And I'm like, yeah, it took me at the same time, and I came from Milwaukee, almost twice the distance. Or whatever it was at the time, you know, whatever the distance is. And it was a lot better flying into Milwaukee and driving down. Anyway, that was the shave. Try to keep this one a little bit shorter than last time, because also why I went with the Echo and not the Chevette. Trying to keep these under half an hour. So if you have stayed with me this long, thank you for staying with me. And next video I do will probably be on Columbus. And that'll probably come out the week of Christmas or the week after, something like that. The next travel I do is going to be to a place in upstate New York for a company meeting. But anyway, review the gear. Use the RazoRock Eco with the crown blade in here. Whipped up the Dirty Santa from Yulay very nicely in my Yulay silicone bowl. Still have plenty of suds left over for a wonderful head shave. Done off camera. With my Craving shaving chop shop travel brush with a 26mm Duro knot. And I will finish this off most likely with the only aftershave I have when I travel, and that is the shaved in leather. This will go nicely with this soap and also my witch hazel. So anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. Next week, probably will have a video on Columbus. So hope you all have a good holiday, and I'll catch you next time.